Hello and welcome to my homeschool. My name's Michelle, and today I'm going to take you through a walkthrough of some of my curriculum choices for the 2019-2020 school year. I've got a little bit of a disclaimer before we get started, which is you do not need to buy any curriculum to do homeschool. You can get started with a library card, with access to the internet, and just have the sheer will and love of your child to do it. However, I love my child, I have the will, but I'm just not that mummy. I like curriculum, and I like it because I lead that guide and whatever, especially for the subjects that I'm not as strong in, okay? There are subjects where I do the whole curriculum from start to finish, like history, but we'll get into that on a different conversation, a different video. So let's get started. Okay, kicking it off with math. I'm kicking it off with math because math, if you ask my daughter, what are your favourite subjects in your homeschool? Math is always going to feature in our top three alongside music and art. So I'm going to get started with that and show you my curriculum picks for math. And because math is her favourite subject, it might seem like I've got a lot of curriculum, but she's got high stamina for it, number one. And number two, I've picked it based on what I think is going to work best for her. So the first program is Math for the Learn Maths Fast system. I picked this because what I'm hoping is that we'll stick with this all the way through. It's a 7-volume program. This is volume 1 of the 7, and it covers basic math operations. So you see here, basic math operations. So there's 6 key areas that it covers, and that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, place value, and decimal places. And I picked it because it's a mastery program. I think it would be considered an accelerated learning program, but it's going to give my daughter the pace that she needs in math. She gets the concepts quite quickly, and so I think it's going to move with her. But at the same token, she's quite a hands-on child, as most children are. She's only 6 years old, so they tend to be quite hands-on at this age. So I also got her another curriculum, which could be a standalone one, but we're using it as a supplement, and that's this one. It is called Maths for a Living Education, and when we got stuck straight into it. So we've been using this for just under 3 weeks now, and I wanted to get stuck into it straight away to see how it connected with her beyond beyond my instinct about how good it's going to be for her. And so far so good. I did deliberate a little bit over whether to get it or not to get it, because it's not a secular curriculum and I thought that might put me off. However, it's fine. It's very Charlotte Mason inspired. It's introduced by short stories. It might look like a lot, but if this is the strategy, this is a book full of strategies, then this book is the hands-on stuff that's going to give the child real world application. It's kind of using it like an activity book, if you like. She's loving it at the moment, and that's good, and we'll see how we go with it. But the lessons in both of them, short, straight to the point. This one's full of no fluff, and they're short, concise lessons that give a child good strategies to do mental math. This one is short, straight to the point as well, but again is much more spiral in its approach, with greater depth checkpoints throughout the program, and again really short, so she can get a whole maths lesson done in as short as 15 minutes, but some days it could take as long as 30 minutes depending on what activities come from this book. So say, for example, when we're doing measures, we make a cake, then that's going to be a longer exercise, and we may just only do that one that day. It gives us the opportunity to be flexible. So that's those two. Alongside that, some goals that we've set this year are to master, my daughter knows her addition facts, but she hasn't committed them to memory. So I want to help her try and master those, because obviously that makes maths a lot easier. So her addition facts within 20, as well as her timetables between 0 to 12 times tables. So I've got a couple of books to help with that. I found from our previous homeschool years that mnemonics, those kind of memory mnemonics work really well with her in helping her to retain information and fully commit it to memory. So I found this book on a site called Memory Joggers, and it's addition and subtraction rhymes. So they're all clapping games, skipping games, where the child just learns through rhymes all of the addition facts until they're committed to memory, taking a lot shorter time to do it, and in a much more fun way. So it's not that kind of drill and kill kind of method. And the same with this for times tables. This one has the same principle, same mnemonics type of things, but this is presented in stories. Each number is a character, and based on the little story about how they interact together, ends up being a way to memorize times tables. It's very novel, it's very cute, and says you can learn your times tables in as little as a week. We have not done it for a full week for me to know whether that is true or not. We've done it for a few days randomly here and there, and that's how we'll approach it. And so far, so good. So that is our math curriculum for this year. Okay, so for language arts, we are using this curriculum. It's called First Language Lessons for the Well-Trained Mind. I think this is the older version of the book. Like, they've now separated it out into individual levels, but this older version of the book, which I got secondhand on Amazon, has 2 years included in the one book. We started using it last year, and then we fell off, not because it wasn't working, but because I had a panic attack and I decided that we needed to do something much more comprehensive. And I went out and bought some real school style workbooks for language arts, and it was a fail. It was a lesson to me. My daughter hated it, she hated me. She's quite writing averse, and I probably compounded her adversity to wanting to write by making that change. But like I said, I learned from it. We stopped, we backed away from the curriculum that wasn't working for us, and we turned back. So we've gone back to this trusty curriculum, very Charlotte Macing, very short, concise lessons. Take about 5 to 10 minutes really to go through the lessons as oral narration. It does have some written exercises and some copy work that goes alongside it, but we don't really do them, and I'll show you why in a minute. And she's memorized it. It has poetry memorization, so she's memorized a bunch of poems as a result of doing it. But this is for your grammar, essentially. So it will take them through the definitions of a noun, a pronoun, common nouns, proper nouns, onto verbs, adjectives, etc. But it does it in a very, very, very spiral approach, in very tiny little bite-sized lessons that are very manageable for my daughter is 6 years old, so very manageable for the attention span of a 6-year-old. And she loves it, and it's been very effective. If it stops being, we'll try something else. But for where she's at, doing it where it's where she's just speaking rather than writing is a win. So like I said, it comes with some copy work and stuff in here. But instead of that, I found this new curriculum online. This is written by a homeschool mum. She has 15 kids. Which like boggles the mind. How she manages with 15 children, I do not know, but with 15 school children, and she found time to write a grammar program. So this one is called Gentle Grammar, and it kind of does what it says on the tin. It's a much softer approach to grammar for young children, particularly works if they're writing a verse. And if this is giving them the knowledge, then this is putting it in action. So this would be grammar in action, done in a really gentle way. It doesn't mention nouns and pronouns and all of that, but it does teach the child how to use these things in their writing. So it just does it in action, but doesn't mention them. It doesn't actually mention the technical side of it. It just shows them how. If this is the what and the why, then this is the how. So this comes as 4 levels. There's level 1, level 2, 3 and 4 I haven't printed off yet. They come free of charge. So she offers this free of charge online as free digital downloads to other homeschool mummies and daddies. Don't want to forget you homeschool daddies out there, to download, which is super generous and, you know, super blessed. So thank you to, I think her name is Sherry, for all the hard work you put into this and to offering it to us mums free of charge. Thank you. Also, to add this in for handwriting, my daughter's handwriting is actually pretty nice for a 6-year-old. She's currently in year 1 in the UK, which is equivalent to K5 in the US. And she will, in September, when the UK school year starts, if she was in school, would be transcending up to year 2, which would be 1st grade. So she's got, I think her handwriting's quite above 1st grade or year 2, but just to keep her focused and keep her practicing the art of handwriting, I also bought this Oxford cursive writing practice book as well. I'll put links to everything in the description box below. So for phonics, reading and spelling. So for phonics, we've been using this series all the way through, which is Explode the Code. My daughter really likes these books. It doesn't involve a lot of writing, so that might be a huge reason why she loves them. But yeah, she finds them pretty simple to use. They also help with spelling as well. A lot of children, these are pretty well reviewed online. So we're going to continue with this. She hasn't finished book 3. After she finishes book 3, we may move, it does some half books. We probably move to book 3.5 and then take it from there. Alongside that, last year I bought some of these readers. Yeah, I bought them first as a set of 10 online on Amazon, and then I went into Poundland near me and saw additional ones that weren't in the set of 10 that we had, and I bought those as well. So I've been building up this kind of collection slowly, and they're just basically a bunch of phonics readers that have some of the long vowel sounds, short vowel sounds, and the blends. But what I like about them, where she's at with her phonics at the moment, she can just pick these up and read them by herself. So these are kind of just books that are left out for her that she can pick up and read by herself and continue on her phonics practice. In terms of a phonics program, we don't have a formal phonics program. There's a lady online called Tasha Hefner. She's a teacher, and she teaches the Martha Phonics, put my teeth back in, the Martha Collins way of doing phonics, which I really love. Someone on a WhatsApp group that I'm a member of, a homeschool WhatsApp group, once posted some information about Martha Collins, and then once I researched her and got into her, really fell in love with her way, and then found a lady online who literally does a full breakdown of the lessons. So we just completely free of charge do phonics online, and we just follow along with a whiteboard and go through the lessons with her. And I'll link that below. Also, for reading, for books my daughter reads to me, we are doing the Mensa for Kids Excellence in Reading program. It's focused on school grades K through 3. There are higher levels in this program, but we're doing the K through 3 program. If you're in the UK, K through 3 is equivalent to year 1 through to year 4. So that's the level that the readers are at. And basically the child gets we print off this reading list, and it's all just, some really great classic titles. Some of the titles are award winning, and the child goes through and reads them and gives them their rating out of 5. we're trying to do the free route with this. So here is just a selection of books that we have out from the library right now. And the books range from board books. The books within this reading challenge range from board books to chapter books as well, which these are great to challenge your child and expose them to even more literature. And then when she has read a book, I get her to write a book review on it. It's not a requirement of the program, but I get her to do it anyway, just to consolidate reading comprehension, I guess. It's a nice little keepsake that she has. This was the last book she read, which was Corduroy, and this was her little review on it, and the picture that she drew. Right now she is reading The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. Yeah, so it's cute, and she really likes it. So that's what we're doing. At the end of it, you get a Mensa for Kids certificate saying that you completed the challenge and a t-shirt. So it's an award scheme. We love award schemes in our homeschool setting and use them in a variety of different ways. I'm not going to cover all of them in this video, just this one today. But if you are interested in finding out about, if you're not familiar with award schemes, what ones are out there and how you can implement them into your homeschool setting, then I would be happy to share some more information on that. Just leave me a comment below and tell me what your tell me if there's interest, and I'll make a video walking you through the award schemes that we use and how we use them. And so that's language. Oh, spelling, I forgot. So for spelling, we're using an online program called visualspeller.com. I shall link it in the description below. So the last thing I'm going to share with you today is what we've invested in for science. This is the first time I bought a science curriculum, and yeah, I wanted something. My daughter started asking a lot more questions around science and, you know, about animals and such like. So I found this curriculum. I came across this reviewed by other mums in America on YouTube, the Sassafras Science series. It has, I think, 8 volumes, all on a different science topic. And I think this is kind of aimed at mums who are not sciencey. So if you're a scientist and you've got it down, you might not like this series. I don't know if it'll be in depth enough for you. But if you're like me, who's absolutely not a scientist and needs good ideas all the time for science, then this might be perfect for you. So it's presented through a novel. So you've got this book that is a story of some twins, and they're going all around the world to on different continents, to different habitats, meeting different animals, and that's presented as a story in this book. Then what the children learn here, they're able to then record here in their Scidat, or their scientific data logbook, about the different animals and habitats that they come across. And then it comes with a teacher's guide, which is full of ideas on demonstrations you can do to accompany the curriculum, ongoing weekly projects that you can do as well, like recording data over a series of weeks. And it also has some activities as well. I think some of the activities are a little bit babyish, but I'm sure I can bolster them up. I'm quite good with ideas. I just need this as kind of a little bit of a crutch to take me along. And then what it also recommends additional read alouds that can go with it. I haven't bought any of them, but it does also recommend 2 different encyclopedias that you can buy. So I bought one of those 2 encyclopedias. I got it secondhand on eBay. So it didn't cost much. It was quite a small investment. So I bought this secondhand on eBay. And then as we come across lions, for example, we are just going to use our trusty old library card to keep the investment low. And I'm going to go and take out all the books from the library that I think is going to be relevant to our unit study on lions and the grassland, African grassland habitat in which they exist within. And we'll use the library to get the additional books that we need to, to make this a really full unit study. If we can get books on the reading list, great. And if we can't, that I'm okay with that too. The idea will just be to use the library more rather than buy loads and loads of books. I'm trying to keep, our budget isn't huge, and I'm trying to be practical. So that's really it. If you're interested in anything you've seen, whether it's the science, whether you'd like a flick through those books, the read alouds, explode the code, any of the stuff I showed you for maths, whether you like a look inside gentle grammar, inside Maths for a Living Education, or the Learn Maths Fast system, then feel free to leave me a comment below and I will happily walk you through what it looks like inside those titles. Other than that, that's it. Everything else that you don't see, so art, history, all of those other subjects, we're doing as unit studies. And as we progress through our homeschool year, I'll gladly share any of those if you're interested in seeing them. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for passing by our channel. And you have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.